last few weeks have been really crazy regarding news about Pogba and Manchester United. His manager has come out with comments that just made a lot of Manchester United fans really upset, like myself, and made me feel like Pogba has to go after comments like that. But I decided to not be biased and not just look at it from my club's point of view, but to look at it from Pogba's point of view and why he wants to leave the club, and to see if Manchester United has failed Pogba. Anyways, we're going to watch the video from his first interview to see what he wanted to accomplish at United and see if he has done that. So let's click on this video.
Hello there, and welcome to a very special show on MUTV where we can bring you the news that all fans have wanted to hear. Manchester United have announced that Paul Pogba has completed his transfer from the Italian club Juventus. Paul joins on a 5-year contract with the option to extend for a further year. Paul, who's 23, has been with Juventus for 4 seasons, making 124 appearances and scoring 28 goals. He joined the club from United in 2012. The midfielder has been capped by France on 38 occasions, scoring 6 goals, and was a member of the recent squad that reached the final of Euro 2016. Well, this is what Paul Pogba has had to say. I'm delighted to rejoin United. It's always been a club with a special place in my heart. I'm really looking forward to working with Jose Mourinho. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time at Juventus and have some fantastic memories of a great club with players that I count as friends. But I feel the time is right to go back to Old Trafford. I always enjoy playing in front of the fans and can't wait to make my contribution to the team. This is the right club for me to achieve everything I hope to in the game.
Okay, so this is a very powerful quote because first off, he talks about the fans and how much he loves playing in front of the fans, and the fans have not been treating Pogba good this year. You saw the video clip of the fan yelling at him, cursing him out. It's just stuff like that he kind of made him lose his love for the fans because they criticize him for every little thing, his hairstyle, his haircut, pretty much what he's doing off the pitch, just because he has a couple bad games here and there. And here's another thing I wanted to point out. I can't think about a time where Manchester United had a good game where Pogba had a bad game. There's been situations where Manchester United as a team had a bad game and then Pogba had a really bad game. But I can't think about a game where we dominated, everyone was playing good except for Pogba. But Manchester United fans always use Pogba as the scapegoat. So his love for the fans is probably not as much as it was in the beginning. And also at the bottom there, he said to achieve everything he hopes for in the game. And what has he really achieved at Manchester United? The Europa League. Other than that, what have we really won? And I'm pretty sure Pogba was coming here thinking, oh, maybe in 2 years we'll be competing for Champions League. We'll be competing for the league the first year because we got Ibra that year. And we got Mkhitaryan. Like, you see, the club brought in a lot of people that year who Pogba was probably thinking, yes, we're going to go somewhere. But that turned out not to happen.
Well, United manager Jose Mourinho said, Paul is one of the best players in the world and will be a key part of the United team I want to build here for the future. He's quick, strong, scores goals and reads the game better than many players much older than he is. At 23, he has the chance to make that position his own here over many years. He's young and will continue to improve. He has the chance to be at the heart of the club for the next decade and beyond.
Okay, so right there he talks about Pogba being a key player on the team. And Pogba was a key player in the team for a couple of years. But Jose always seems to bench Pogba because he expects a lot out of Pogba with the players around him. If Pogba has a bad game, like when I first started watching Manchester United games, I thought Pogba was a brilliant player. In the beginning, he was trying a little to do too much. That was because the players around him wasn't up to standards. So he was trying to do more than he actually had to do. And when he would make a mistake, because he was like one of the few players who was trying to make something happen, who wasn't just passing the ball sideways like every other Manchester United player. He would try to take people on, and I love that about him. But every time he would try to do that, he would make a mistake, Jose would take him out. And then you had other guys who would have very bad games and Jose would keep them on. Jose was really biased, and he made it seem like Pogba was the heart of the team, like he just said in this quote. He even gave him the captaincy for a couple of games, only to take that away from him. How can you be the heart of the team and your manager's going to say you're not good enough to be captain?
Well, as you'd expect, Paul Pogba's first and only interview back at United was with MUTV. Here's part one of our exclusive interview.
Paul, welcome back to Manchester United.
Thank you.
How do you sum up your emotions right now?
Do you see the smile on his face? Look how happy he was. Like you're not seeing this from Pogba like you used to. Like he used to be so happy.
There's no words, to be honest. There's no words. When I just came back to Carrington, it was like I just came back home, and I just went for a holiday. It looks like I went for a holiday. I just go back. I come back home. I'm happy, and I see everyone, the same person, and just a great feeling, to be honest.
I suppose it's a funny question to ask after you've said that, but why are you back here at Manchester United? What made you come back?
I think it's destiny. I would say it's destiny. My mom told me I would come back here, and I told her we never know, we'll see. And for myself as well, it's a big challenge too, just to come back from where you come from, where I grew up, where I started, and I didn't finish I started here, so I think I
so
came.
he said he came back to Manchester United because he didn't finish what he started there, and he also stated a few sentences before that it was going to be a big challenge. So he was anticipating it to be really hard coming to United, and it was going to be a challenge, like he said, and it has been a challenge. Like no one could deny that Manchester United has been struggling the last 3 years. Since Sir Alex Ferguson, we've been struggling. It's been a challenge. So Pogba said he's not done that challenge, and he hasn't finished that challenge now. So I don't want him to go. I want him to come win us trophies because, in my opinion, he's one of the best midfielders in the world. He just needs to be surrounded by the right people.
To finish it, I think.
And of course, you have to listen to your mum. Everyone has to listen to their mum.
My mom, we always say your mom is always right, so she was right this time, so it's good.
And how does it feel to be the world's most expensive footballer? I mean, that's quite an achievement, isn't it, with what you've already achieved on the pitch, of course, as well.
The thing is, I only think about the pitch. I want to do great. I want to be one of the best. I want to win titles. I want to achieve things, and that's all. That's why I came here.
You heard him. He wants to be the best. He wants to win titles. He wants to accomplish things. Okay, other than Europa League, like I keep saying, what have we done? We haven't even been challenging. Not just winning. We haven't been even challenging for titles. We don't have the squad to do that. The board has not backed the managers to get the players they need to surround Pogba with. Ali said he's trying to build a team when he first came to Manchester United. He said Pogba is going to be a centerpiece. He's going to build a team around Pogba. That was his exact words. This summer, have we signed a midfielder? No, we haven't. We haven't signed a player in the midfield to help Pogba out. We've made Daniel James left mid, but it's not really like the center midfield to help Pogba out. And then we got a new right back, which is great, but who's did we get to help Pogba out? It's the same midfield. And our midfield, everyone talked about it last year, that midfield is not good enough. Why will Pogba try to stay another year playing with those same players in the midfield? That is why I believe he's trying to force a move. Either two things. He's really trying to leave Manchester United, or he's really trying to get the board to make signings in the midfield to convince him to stay. And some people will be like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that because no player is bigger than the club. But Manchester United is not the club they were in the past. Manchester United need new, better players in that midfield. And I feel like Pogba's doing all of this. I'm hoping, at least, that he's doing all of this with his agent and everything, just so they can make more signings in the midfield to put them under pressure, like to meet his demand. And honestly, like if we get signings in the midfield and Pogba comes out and say, yeah, I'm happy, we got new signings, I want to stay, or everything his manager said, I wouldn't care. Because he's a good player, and he's probably one of our best players, and we really need to keep him.
To do this, to become one of the best, and to win titles, because I know this club has to win titles. This club is great to win titles, to win things, to win big things. That's why I just think I'm focused on about this, and that's it. I'm just ready to go and work on that and just kill it.
Yeah, he said this club needs to do big things like win titles. Like I keep saying, the only way we're going to do that is if the board let us revamp the squad, bring better players in. And a lot of people are looking at Pogba and saying, oh yeah, sell him so we can get money. We already have the money. What are we doing with the money right now that we have? We already have the money to sign all these players. Selling Pogba, we just gave us more money. The board might not even use it. And people don't understand how much money Pogba makes the club. Like his transfer fee, I believe like his jersey sale made all his transfer fee within the first year. So it's not, people always talk about the price tag. The price tag is nothing because we made that money back. It doesn't matter. So when he has one bad performance, people are always going off about, oh my God, he should be so much better for that much money. He's made the club profit.
And what a mad summer it's been as well for you. You know, the Euros in your own country, and then being linked with various different clubs around the world, and then signing for United.
The rest is just about his times at Euros and all of that. But we're just going to talk about, like, as I said, guys, I'm going to stop the stuff right there. But Pogba, like, after his comments, like I said, he really needs to go unless, if Manchester United are not going to make any signings in the midfield to help Pogba, then it's best for both parties that he leaves. Because I feel like he's not going to reach his full potential at Manchester United under the current squad we have. So if we get rid of him, he'll be the best for both teams. I mean, both parties. But I really hope we could find a way to keep Pogba, because I really do see him as a special player. And I feel like if we get the right players around him, we'll see that Pogba we saw for a couple of months. And if you think about when Pogba was in form, the players around Pogba was in form. Martial was snapping, Rashford was scoring goals. Their performance dropped. Pogba's performance dropped. But people don't see that. People only see Pogba's performance dropping. Remember when Rashford was getting all this hate because he was going through that bad spell? Pogba was still giving him really good passes. Think about the Barcelona game. We're losing 1-0. The second leg would come in. The first 5 minutes, Pogba would play a beautiful pass to Rashford, and he missed. Just stuff like that. Most people don't remember those situations. They remember the situation where Pogba got a new haircut. I just feel like as fans, we're really too hard on Pogba. We're too biased. We criticize him more than we criticize other players. And it's part of the reason he wants to leave. And I feel like his friend Evra came out and said that how many players in the current Manchester United squad is good enough to play on City? He said only De Gea and Pogba. And I have to agree with that. Martial, Rashford, they could be world class sometimes. Messi Lingard, inconsistent. He has one good game in a whole year. My point is most of these players could be world class, but they're just so inconsistent. They have one world class performance and that is it. Pogba and De Gea are the two players I look at and I'm like, wow. And Manchester United need to sign more players like that. They need to back Pogba. They need to back us, the fans, and bring us in more signings. And I feel like that's why they failed Pogba, and I feel like that's why he wants to leave from his point of view. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's just something different, bringing a story like the media has been covering from a different perspective, Pogba's point of view. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Peace out.